In American politics, some figures stand out for their unwavering advocacy of a particular vision. These individuals often become known not just for their policy positions, but for the passion and consistency with which they champion their beliefs. Their influence can shape debates, inspire supporters, and sometimes even shift the direction of national conversations. Representative Pat Fallon, a Republican from Texas, is one such voice. Elected to Congress in 2021, Fallon quickly established himself as a prominent figure within the Republican Party, known for his energetic approach and willingness to take bold stances on controversial issues. With a background in the Air Force and private business, Fallon brings a disciplined, results-oriented mindset to Congress. His military service instilled in him a sense of duty and leadership, while his experience as an entrepreneur taught him the importance of efficiency and accountability, qualities he now applies to his work as a legislator. He's a vocal supporter of Donald Trump and the so-called Trump agenda, often appearing in media to defend its principles. Fallon's alignment with Trump has made him a favorite among conservative voters, and he frequently uses his platform to advocate for policies that reflect the former president's priorities. Fallon's message centers on strong, decisive leadership, especially in economic policy and national defense. He argues that America's prosperity and security depend on leaders who are willing to make tough decisions and stand firm in the face of adversity. He champions smaller government, robust border security, and a leadership style he believes projects unshakable resolve. For Fallon, these principles are not just talking points, they are the foundation of his legislative agenda and the lens through which he views every policy debate. Fallon's praise for Trump's negotiation tactics is rooted in his belief that strength and clarity are the most vital qualities for a leader. He often points to Trump's approach as a model for how to achieve results, both at home and on the world stage. Through his commentary, Fallon argues that this assertive, sometimes disruptive style is exactly what America needs in a turbulent world. As global challenges grow more complex, he insists that only leaders with conviction and a willingness to challenge the status quo can secure America's future and keep the nation strong. Negotiating from a position of strength is a core principle in politics and diplomacy. It means entering talks with clear advantages, economic, military, or psychological, and using them to set the terms. Leaders who project strength can resist unfavorable deals and protect national interests. Weakness, on the other hand, invites challenges and undermines influence. This approach isn't just about ego, it's a strategic necessity for advancing a country's goals. Domestically, a strong negotiating position helps presidents push through ambitious policies and overcome resistance. For advocates like Fallon, this is the defining trait of Trump's leadership, using strength to secure real benefits for the American people. Representative Fallon sees Trump's leadership as rooted in negotiating from a position of undeniable strength, a quality he believes is rare among modern politicians. Fallon points out that Trump's approach is not just about being tough, but about projecting confidence and certainty in every interaction, whether in the boardroom or on the world stage. Trump, he argues, doesn't simply hope for favorable outcomes, he actively engineers them by making his own goals the central focus of every negotiation. This means that from the outset, Trump sets the terms and compels others to respond to his agenda, rather than the other way around. Fallon credits Trump's extensive business background for shaping this unique approach. Years spent navigating high-stakes deals taught Trump the value of unpredictability and a willingness to break with tradition. According to Fallon, Trump's refusal to play by established rules often leaves his opponents scrambling to keep up. This unpredictability, Fallon says, is a deliberate tactic. By keeping adversaries off balance, Trump forces them to react to his moves, rather than allowing them to dictate the pace or direction of negotiations. This constant state of uncertainty can be unsettling for political rivals, but it often works to Trump's advantage. Unlike traditional politicians who often seek compromise and consensus, Trump begins with bold, sometimes audacious demands. He anchors every negotiation around his own objectives, making it clear that he's not afraid to walk away if his terms aren't met. Fallon believes this unwavering confidence sends a powerful message both at home and abroad. It signals to allies and adversaries alike that the United States, under Trump's leadership, will not be easily swayed or pressured into concessions. he draws a direct line between this posture and the positive economic results seen during Trump's term. Fallon argues that when a leader projects strength and certainty, it creates an environment of stability that encourages investment, growth, and prosperity. For Fallon, Trump's negotiating style is more than just a tactic, it's a comprehensive worldview. It's a philosophy that ties together strength, economic prosperity, and national security, shaping not only policy, but the very identity of his leadership. Ultimately, Fallon believes this is what truly sets Trump apart from other leaders, a relentless commitment to his own vision, and the ability to make others play by his rules. Fallon argues that nowhere is strength more vital than in border security. He believes a nation must control its borders to remain sovereign, and that requires unapologetic, decisive leadership. Weakness or compromise, he warns, invites exploitation by criminal organizations and those who threaten national safety. For Fallon, a strong stance means clear, non-negotiable enforcement, physical barriers, tough diplomacy, and robust policies. He credits Trump with leveraging economic power to secure cooperation from other countries, like Mexico, on migration. Fallon sees border security as the ultimate test of a leader's resolve and a reflection of their broader approach to governance. In his view, only a firm, uncompromising posture can truly protect the nation. In a recent interview, Fallon summed up his case. Trump has the will to secure the border and keep Americans safe. For Fallon, this isn't just about policy, it's about leadership resolve. He argues that past politicians lack the conviction to follow through, often folding under criticism or bureaucracy. Trump, by contrast, stood firm, making tough decisions despite backlash. Fallon sees this will as essential for cutting through red tape and pushing agencies to act. He also credits Trump's clear, forceful messaging with deterring illegal crossings and sending a strong signal to all involved. For Fallon, the will to act is as important as the actions themselves. Strength, he says, becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Projecting it actually helps solve the problem. Fallon describes Trump's negotiation style as a sharp break from tradition, noting that his approach to leadership is unlike anything seen in recent American history. Rather than following the established playbook, Trump often chose to disrupt the status quo, challenging both allies and adversaries with his unpredictable tactics. While past presidents favored multilateralism and slow consensus, Trump's approach is openly transactional and direct. He often bypassed the lengthy diplomatic processes that defined previous administrations, preferring instead to cut through bureaucracy and get straight to the point. This shift unsettled many traditional diplomats, but it also forced other world leaders to adapt quickly to his style. Fallon highlights Trump's preference for one-on-one deals, bypassing the complications of big coalitions. By focusing on direct negotiations, Trump believed he could secure better terms for the United States, unencumbered by the compromises required in larger groups. This method, while controversial, allowed him to move swiftly and decisively. In trade, for example, Trump chose bilateral agreements tailored to U.S. interests. He argued that these deals gave America more leverage and flexibility, rather than being bound by the constraints of multilateral pacts. This approach was seen as a bold move, signaling a clear shift in how the U.S. would engage with the world economically. Fallon also notes Trump's blunt public rhetoric, especially on social media, as a tool to pressure opponents and set the debate. Trump's tweets and public statements often made headlines, shaping the narrative and keeping both supporters and critics on edge. This direct communication style was unprecedented for a president and became a hallmark of his administration. Unlike the cautious language of traditional leaders, Trump's statements were designed to keep adversaries off balance. He used bold, sometimes provocative language to signal strength and unpredictability, making it difficult for opponents to anticipate his next move. This strategy, while risky, was intended to give the U.S. an upper hand in negotiations. Fallon sees Trump's zero-sum competitive worldview as a needed correction, putting America's interests first. In his view, Trump's unapologetic focus on winning for the U.S. challenged the idea that compromise was always necessary, and instead prioritized tangible benefits for American citizens. He argues this assertive style is more effective than the idealistic, consensus-driven approaches of the past. By refusing to settle for vague promises or symbolic gestures, Trump aimed to achieve concrete outcomes, even if it meant ruffling feathers on the world stage. For Fallon, Trump's method is about results, not just process. He believes that this results-oriented mindset, though divisive, ultimately redefined what it means to lead on the global stage, focusing on measurable achievements rather than simply maintaining tradition. Fallon draws a direct line from Trump's tough negotiation style to real policy achievements. He argues that vision alone isn't enough. A leader must have the strength to overcome political and bureaucratic obstacles. Using border security as an example, Fallon credits Trump's relentless approach for policies like the Remain in Mexico program and new border wall construction. He sees these as the result of forceful negotiation, not compromise. Fallon also praises Trump's willingness to challenge trade orthodoxy, renegotiating deals and taking risks to benefit American workers. For Fallon, strong negotiation is the engine of effective policy. Without it, even the best plans stall. He defends Trump's confrontational style as essential for breaking gridlock and delivering results. In Fallon's view, action and results matter more than process or rhetoric. In conclusion, Fallon makes a clear case for Trump's strong negotiation style. Drawing on his own military and business experience, Fallon argues that success comes from negotiating from strength. He sees Trump as the embodiment of this approach, focused on winning for America, not global approval. Fallon credits Trump's toughness with delivering real results, especially on border security. He contrasts this with what he sees as the caution and compromise of conventional leaders. For Fallon, Trump's unapologetic America First style is exactly what's needed in a competitive world. He believes only a leader willing to be forceful and uncompromising can truly protect the national interest.